A car crashed into the backyard and the whole fence line was completely gone. Secret saloons, a rat problem, and buying a property just because your best buddy lives next door? Come on now. Today we're diving into the wildest, most unexpected questions and scenarios that happen in the world of real estate. From the biggest home inspection nightmares to buyers making deals for the weirdest reasons, and even real estate red flags that no one talks about. This is the inside scoop on all important things in real estate. So whether you're buying, selling, or just want to see some crazy stories and answers, let's dive in. What's the weirdest home feature you've ever seen in a home? All right, I've seen a bunch of really cool features. I've seen saloons, I've seen hidden doors, I've seen fireman poles, but I just saw a double wide with a swimming pool inside. That is the weirdest feature that I've ever seen in a home recently. Yeah, have any of you seen any weird features in a home? Let me know in the comments below. What are the top 3 things that increase a home's value before selling it? What I would probably say is get rid of stuff. Get rid of all the clutter. A fresh coat of paint inside and out works wonders. And then the last main thing that I would do is just have great curb appeal. That's your first impression when they pull up. So whether it be painting the front door, getting your landscaping dialed in, get your curb appeal right, and just have it welcoming when the people come to see it. Have you ever had a client make a purchase decision based purely on something ridiculous?
And he's crazy about his dog Otis. Does the house have a doggy door?
No.
Put one in.
I don't know if this is ridiculous because the guy bought it at the right time, but there was a little house and his best buddy lived next door. He didn't really love the neighborhood. He didn't really love the house, but he loved being next to his best buddy. So he bought the home, and that was like 15 years ago. He bought it for like $285,000, and it's probably worth over $1 million now. So it was an incredible purchase, but to me, that was the most ridiculous reason to purchase. Yeah, I mean, normally people will buy based on a couple different reasons. We like the neighborhood, we love the house, proximity to shops, restaurants, views, but never have I heard someone buying just because their best friend lives next door. If you had $100K to invest in real estate, where would you put it right now? So the interesting aspect in San Diego is that $100,000 is not going to buy you a piece of property anymore. But realistically, if I had $100,000, I would potentially use that to put down on a property that I would buy as an investment, put a little money into it, rent it out, and then just keep it in the family for many years to come. Throughout the United States, there's different investment groups that you can go in. They buy a quote value add apartment complex. And once you have the apartment complex, they go in, you invest your money with them. They raise $2.5 million, $3 million. They give you a dividend on a regular basis, and then you can pull your money out after a certain amount of years. So that's another avenue. I've done that as well, and it's worked out really, really well. If you have any specific questions about that, hit me up in the comments below and I can steer you in the right direction. What's the most bizarre request a client ever made? We've had a couple of private sellers. They would require specific showings at specific times. Not only did we have to accompany the showings, take your shoes off, they were actually had video cameras that were going, and we needed to let the people know that they are being watched. They had probably 15 different cameras. It was like Big Brother where we were getting watched the whole time. That was pretty much the main crazy thing, is that we need to let them know that there's cameras. Don't touch this, don't touch that, don't go in there. So it was a little odd, but luckily we did sell the property and the clients ended up being really happy, so it worked out. So what's the biggest, oh hell no, we're not listing this moment that I've ever had?
Oh, hell no!
There are very few times that we're going to turn down listings, especially in San Diego, but we've turned down listings because of the fact that they're not realistic. They're going to crazy overprice us.
$100 billion.
We pay for advertising, marketing, a lot of our time, effort, and it will never sell. I mean, we've had so many different listing presentations where it can be just completely crazy. There was one time that a car crashed into the backyard and the whole fence line was completely gone. But they were like, hey, do you think we need to fix this fence? And we're like, do you want to sell the dang thing? So we see that, we see hoarding situations. All of that stuff can be cleaned up. But yeah, the old car crashing through the back fence and almost hitting the house is one of the other crazier situations we've seen. What's the biggest red flag you've seen in a home inspection that made the buyer walk away? You know, probably one of the freakiest ones that we saw was a house that was infested with rats. So then we had a termite inspector come out, he assessed that, and he literally came out and said, I've never seen anything like this. Our clients ended up getting it under control, and we ended up listing the property and selling it for a great number, but that was probably the nastiest, craziest thing that we went out on. What's the craziest thing that's ever happened at an open house of yours? So we open up a property, clients can come through, people can take a look at it, assess if they want to potentially buy it. But I went to an open house, they had a great little spread of food, got a nice plate, and I went to sit down outside on one of the lawn chairs. The lawn chair broke, the food came up all over my nice dress shirt, which was white, and there I was with my butt on the ground, feet up, and food everywhere. So what's the biggest mistake that first-time home buyers make? They're not getting pre-approved. So you assume that you can afford a specific amount for a house. You go to the property, you get all excited, come back, I need to talk to a lender. They run your credit, find out you have a couple dings, this, that, and unfortunately you can't afford the house. So number one tip, get your pre-approval in line. So if you are an escrow, you do have a loan, don't go buy any fancy stuff prior to that. Wait during the process until it's done. Have you ever had to sell a house with an unexpected twist? And how did that go? We had one property that it was up on Mount Soledad Mountain Road, and behind the back of the house, there was a hole that was created by the earth where it was like a sinkhole, and that was probably the craziest thing. It ended up being on Soledad Mountain Road as well, so luckily no one was hurt, but the ground just gave way. But they had to bring in a soils engineer, they had to do compacting, but it was just this weird little pocket that just gave away with time. Luckily no one was hurt, but that was pretty crazy. What is a DIY or home improvement that you saw before that you thought was really unique and more people should consider?
Ooh, this is nice!
The main thing that we're finding is just storage and finding additional storage. There have been a couple of really cool things that I've seen where you have like a stairwell that goes up. We've also seen a couple where you have like a trap door that opens up. You know, there's been times when there's actually like an extra separate little room down there, like just storage for like stuff. So I think some of those little home improvement type things that if you can do those, they're fairly straightforward, and just additional storage is really easy to do. Ever shown a house where the seller refused to leave? They're just chilling out on the couch during a tour.
You've got a nice big kitchen, pretty new appliances. Door in the back gets you out to the garage.
You know, I have, and you work around it. So a lot of times what we'll do to help with this is we'll do like a specific time when people can come, kind of like a little mini open house. The seller is going to be in their office working away. Peek your head in, take a quick look, something simple like that. We've also had a lot of times where they leave a bunch of pets there. We've had lizards, snakes, guinea pigs, all kinds of crazy stuff. But yeah, seen some pretty funny stuff. Is now a good time to buy or sell, or should I wait? I don't ever think it's a bad time to buy. If you have the money, you can make your monthly payment, building that equity and buying that property. It's much, much better than throwing your money away renting a property. As far as selling, it's an incredible time still. I know rates are a little bit higher, but there's really very little inventory. So if you get your property on, you price it right, normally they're selling pretty quick. I think the average market time right now in San Diego is about 38 days. Yes, good time to buy, but also a great time to sell. What's the most expensive property you've ever seen listed? Well, currently in 2025, there is the Sandcastle house, which is on the market in the La Jolla Shores for $109 million. It's an iconic estate. It's huge. It's beautiful. It's got a pool, spa. It's specific, but that's the most expensive, $109 million that I've seen listed here in San Diego. So if you have verification of funds and you'd like to see the Sandcastle, let me know in the comments below. Happy to show you. Wow, those are some really great real estate questions. If you have more thought-provoking questions about real estate, please definitely send them my way. You can drop them in the comments below, and believe me, no question is off limits. All right, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you binge watch the entire playlist right here. Subscribe to my channel, hit the like button. For more real estate advice, thanks so much for watching.